So Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell. Here's the story of the match. So they brawl outside the ring, they get inside, and Randy Orton goes to work on Drew's bad jaw. And he grinds it with a chair, he grinds it to the cage, he's working it over. Drew makes this big comeback, and then he gets cut off after Orton, I don't know what he did. But anyway, Orton goes and gets bolt cutters. And he cuts open the door to get out, which of course kills the gimmick of the cell. But
well, look, they already killed it in the first cell match when 15 people ran in.
They did, in fact, tell you that you can just get out. So he gets out. He lures Drew onto the top of the cage.
Wait a minute. They tell you every time you can get out, yet in the promotion of every match, isn't the promotion around how you can't get out?
Well, of course it is, but let's be real.
And then people always get out.
So he lures Drew onto the cage, and they brawl up there for a moment. Then he starts climbing down. Drew goes after him, and Randy knocks him off the side of the cage to the announcer's table. Drew's bleeding from the mouth.
Okay, so I don't. So did you know? You probably didn't know this because I didn't know this until tonight. But Drew Galloway, when he was a kid, saw that match with Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, which was the very first Hell in a Cell match, and this was the bump that Shawn Michaels took in that match. And so I guess there was a part of him that wanted to take that bump. And so he did.
Well, they took the exact same bump, and he went through the table, but he did not gig his head. He didn't take a catapult into the cage like Shawn Michaels did. He's bleeding from the mouth. He's holding his gut. He gets in the ring. They trade finisher attempts, and then boom, Randy hits the RKO, and he gets the pin. That took 30 minutes. It did not need to take quite that long. It was.
I thought Randy Orton was freaking great, though. And
they're both great. They were both great in this match.
I agree.
But you could have done this the story I told, it's a simple story. Like, it took me a minute to tell it. So I know you could have done this in 20 minutes. And granted, it takes a while to climb the cage, takes a while to climb down the cage. But the spots they did to get to Randy Orton escaping, you could cut some of that. Could have cut some of the very, very slow crawling at the end. There was a lot of very slow crawling. I mean, there were things you could have done to make this a tighter match. And overall, as we talked about earlier, 3 20-minute Hell in a Cell matches, add a 20-minute match with Seth and Murphy, and this show is significantly better.
Oh, yeah. But still, I like the show. The bad matches were all short, and they were bad. And the good matches were really freaking good. And it was not like a balanced show in the sense of like a show where every match is great, but it wasn't designed to be. You know, I think WWE has the mentality like, okay, we got a pay-per-view. We're going to build it around 3 matches. Those 3 matches are going to get a lot of time, and they're going to go out there and have a good match. And the rest of the people are just filler to have 7 minutes or 10 minutes. In this case tonight, it was 7 or less, or 7.5 or less. And it's just filler, and you figure that the good stuff will carry the show. And to a lot of people, they didn't. I mean, I thought when it was over that the reaction would be very, very positive, and the reaction to the show is more mixed. And obviously because there were, without a doubt, there were several bad matches on the show, average to bad.